welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I kind of want to go over what budgeting is and basically a little beginner's guide to budgeting. A lot of people may want to start to budget but don't know where to start or what to do. So I kind of figured that I was going to do this video to just go over some stuff and try to help you guys out in starting. So let's talk about budgeting and how exactly you start the cash budgeting system. So first, before we even begin, we have to know what a budget is, right? So a budget is a plan for every dollar you have. It's not magic, but it represents more financial freedom and a life with less stress. Here's how you set it up and then manage your budget. So budgets, right? You set a budget because you want to manage your money more. If you don't have a budget, you kind of just randomly spend money. You will not see where your money goes. I know this because it has happened to me before. Before I started this cash budgeting, I used to make money, and at the end of the month, I literally only could pay my bills, and I wouldn't really have any extra money left over to do anything else. And I used to tell myself, I need another job because this is just not working for me. Because when I work this job, I'm just only making this amount and I don't have any leftovers. Turns out I was just randomly spending my money on other things without even knowing that it adds up to that much. So I started the budgeting, and I can tell you guys, I ended the month with almost $2,000 extra after paying my bills and everything, and I was so surprised. So doing a budget is really good for you, especially if you are on a low income. You can still budget. Don't feel like you have to make this amount of money to budget. You can still do budgets because every little counts. As long as you know that every little counts, you can budget. So we covered what a budget is. Now let's talk about how to budget the money. The first step you want to do in budgeting money is you want to calculate your monthly income. So you want to know how much are you making a month, right? So once you know how much money you are making a month, let's say you're making $2,000, right? After you figure out what your income is, you need to know what are your bills, what it is that you have that you need to pay, or let me use the word expenses. So figure out what your expenses are next. So if you have an apartment, you have to pay rent, you have to pay electric, water, internet, cable, whatever it is that your bills are. If you have a child, you have to pay daycare. Everybody's situation is going to be different because everybody have a different situation going on. So figure out your income and then figure out your expenses. Now, if you get paid every 2 weeks or every week, that's another thing you got to figure out. How often do you get paid? Say, for example, your income is $2,000 and you get paid every 2 weeks. That's $1,000 every 2 weeks, right? You want to figure out how much money your bills are, your expenses are, and what you're going to do is you can deduct half from one paycheck and half from the next paycheck. So that means that you're always going to have a little bit of money left over. So say, for example, your rent is $1,000 for the month. These are just example numbers, but just add your numbers in and you'll figure it out. It'll work out the same, but I'm just using 2,000. So your rent, say your rent is 500. Electric is $50. No. Let's say rent is 1,000. My bad. Electric is $50. Wi-Fi is $50. Water is $60. Just random numbers. And you need groceries. So for groceries, say you spend $300, right? So if you try to take all this money out of this one time, you won't really have money left. You see what I'm trying to say? So what you have to do is you have to cut these in half. So the rent is $1,000. What you're gonna do is you're going to pay $500 when you get the first paycheck. You're gonna pay $25. Not pay, I mean put down. What's wrong with me? You're gonna put down these amounts. So put down half for the first 2 weeks paycheck. Put down the next half for the second week's paycheck, and you're going to have 25, and water 30, right? And groceries 150. So you can put half down every paycheck. So let's calculate that. Say for example you try to put everything down at once. 1,000. What's wrong with me? Plus 50 plus 50 plus 60 plus 150. That's 13,310. You can't put down $1,310 out of $1,000 every 2 weeks, can you? Because that's a negative. That's a negative number. You cannot get 1,310 out of 1,000. So you would take out half for the first paycheck, take out the next half for the second paycheck. So rent is 1,000, we taking out 500 for the first check. Electric is 50, we taking out 25. Wi-Fi is 25, 50, we're taking out 25 as well. Water is 60, we're taking out 30. And groceries is 300, but we're taking out 150. So that's $730. So we're taking out $730 for paycheck 1. So we get $1,000 every 2 weeks minus $730. We're left with $270, right? For the next paycheck, your second paycheck, you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna take $730 out of the paycheck, and you're still gonna be left with $270, right? So $270 plus $270 is $540. So you're left with $540 out of your $2,000 a month paycheck. Now that $540, you could go ahead and distribute this wherever you want it to go. So you can start putting away in savings challenges. You can start dividing it and calculating how much you want to put towards debts, how much you want to put towards, you get the point. Like, this is the money that you have to work with now. How you divide it is totally up to you based on your situation. So this is the amount of money that we have left over out of our $2,000 check, right? We're gonna leave this here and we're gonna come back to it once we get to here. So next, you're gonna choose a plan, right? So what's your plan? This is kind of a plan that I was showing you guys. Say you get $2,000 every month, you can split that, like whenever you get the first paycheck, you split all the bills in half and deduct it out of that and deduct it out of the other one. I feel like that's the best way, because you know exactly what you're gonna have left over all the time. So that's one plan that I would suggest you working with. That plan always works. But if that doesn't work for you, choose a plan. Like me, for example, I am an entrepreneur. I do makeup and I do lashes. This is not gonna work for me because my clients are all over the place. They're not steady, if you know what I mean. So this week I might not make no money at all, and next week I might make $2,000. So it's not really steady for me. So what I do is, I'll show you on the back of this paper. In this case, what I do is I separate my pay into these 3 categories. Tips, deposits, and balance. This is my plan. This is how I do it. So, whenever my clients leave me tips, this goes into the tips bag. I have 3 little envelope bags, right? This goes into the tip bag. Whenever my clients make their deposits, this goes into the tip bag as well. And whenever they pay their balance, this goes into my work bag. And I'll show you guys what I'm talking about, so just in case you're confused. I have 3 of these. All of them are labeled. This says makeup and lashes. This is the balance that I get from my clients when their service is completed. The other one is for tips and deposits, and the other one is for bank, like when I go to the bank. So this is what I'm talking about, separating each category. Then when I get to budgeting, I say to myself, the balance from my clients are gonna pay my bills. The tips and deposits are gonna go to, automatically gonna go to sinking funds and savings challenges. And whatever left over for after I take my bills out of the balances, because I always have money left over from my balances. So this is like my paycheck, the balances. But I don't get it, like I can't say I get this every week, I get this every 2 weeks, I get this every 3 weeks. I can only calculate it on a monthly basis, and it's not a steady amount every month, if you get what I mean. This month I might make $4,000. Next month I might make $2,500. The other month I might make $3,000. It varies. So this plan wouldn't work for me. So I had to figure out my own little plan based on my own little situation. So I say whatever balance I have remaining from when my clients pay for their service, majority of whatever is left over from the bills normally go in my high priority binder, where I have emergencies, savings, health, stuff like that. And then if there's any extra left, I still try to put it towards sinking funds and savings challenges. So this is the plan that works for me. Sit down and figure out a plan that's going to work for you, because everybody's situation is different. Track your progress is the next one. You have to be able to track your progress, right? So you can make, for example, I'll show you guys. This is my iPad. I'm trying to put things down slowly on the table because I do realize my microphone picks up every little tap that I do, and it sounds awful in the video, so I'm trying my best to be gentle. So this is my little budget overview. So it's kind of like my plan, right? I have the name of whatever, the name or description of whatever that thing is. I have the current amount, which is current amount that I have in the binder, and I have how much do I want to add to the binder. So I track my progress and I keep a plan. And I also have an expense tracker. I don't see it right now, but I have an expense tracker. So I try to track every time I buy something. I try to track that as well and see how much money I really be spending. So it's very important to track your progress. That way you can see if you need to improve in any specific area or if you need to change anything that you're doing. So make sure that you have something that you're tracking your progress with. Budget sheets, expense trackers, etc. Next, we have practice budget management. Remember this, your income and expenses and priorities will change over time. So actively manage your budget by revisiting it regularly, perhaps once a quarter. So, because of these changes sometimes, and things vary, you know, what if you get an extra bonus at work? Then that means you're bringing home more pay than you were bringing home last month. What if your insurance went up? You know, stuff like that. Keep an eye. If things change, make sure you're updating that as well in your budget plan so you can keep everything on track. Now let's talk about what binders should you start with. For me, I started with sinking funds, bills, high priority, and savings challenges. I think these four categories are a good category to start with. I'll explain them each. What are sinking funds? Sinking funds are basically anything that you can save up for in the future. Like it hasn't arrived yet, but you want to put money down all the time for when it comes. For example, holidays. Holidays, birthdays, these are all sinking fund categories. Christmas isn't here yet, but I can put down $5, $10, $20 at the beginning of the year until I get to Christmas. I have money here to spend on Christmas stuff, so I don't really have to take money or take out a big chunk of money at this one time to solve a problem or to spend on something. That's what this is. So you can save up for things. You can save up for your birthday. So when your birthday comes, you don't have to take a big $1,000 out your paycheck in order for you to go get an Airbnb and go to where you want to go or buy your birthday wig, your birthday outfit. You can just go into your sinking funds binder and take out whatever money you've saved up over the period of time for your birthday. And that, tell me that doesn't make sense. Like, that makes a lot of sense. That works out so good. So that's what sinking funds are. Travel is also another one. You want to make a trip in November. It's now April. How can you save money to make that trip? So when the time comes, you don't have to take that big chunk out of your pay. That's what sinking funds are. We all know what bills are. It's our least favorite thing, right? Bills. What are your expenses, the regular expenses every month or fixed expenses? What are those? Rent. You have to pay rent. You live somewhere. You got to keep a roof over your head, right? You have to pay electricity. You have to pay for water. You use that thing every day. Stuff that you always have to pay for will be bills, car notes, car insurance, electricity, rent, etc., etc. For every person, it's going to vary because everyone have a different situation. You might not pay rent because you probably live in a family home or, somebody's house or whatever. So it varies. So rent, utilities, etc. Now, what is high priority? What's considered high priority? High priority are things that you have to do, like you have to have. For example, an emergency. Emergencies can come up at any time. We don't know the future. We don't know what the future holds. We don't know when we're going to be hit with an emergency. So emergency is like a high priority. You want to always have money set aside for this thing, just in case it happens. For high priority also, I put savings. I have two different savings. I have my challenges and I have another category for savings in my high priority binder. I also have health. Health is a high priority. It's something that you want to make sure you have money put down for to pay any deductibles or any type of health problem that arises. And for my high priority as well, I have my daughter and my mom, because my daughter, every month I gotta buy her diapers, wipes, stuff that she needs, clothing. So I do have that in my high priority binder. My mom, she's back in Jamaica, that's where I'm from, and I will have to send her money sometimes, or I'll top up her phone, or I buy food stuff to, send down there for her. So that's also a high priority for me. So just figure out the things that you have to do monthly, or things that you think are important to you that you want to always have money down for, and that's going to be what your high priority is, right? Now let's talk about savings challenges. I think everyone should have a savings challenge binder. Saving, you cannot go wrong with saving. You're always going to have money, and you can complete your goals if you save, right? So in the savings challenge binder, you just want to have different challenges based on your income. If your income is low, you can have low challenges like save $150 for the month, save $300 for the month, save $200 for the month, save $50 for the month. However much that you can put down, you want to have a saving challenges that challenges you to save. Savings challenges to me are easy and fun ways for you to save money, because as you know, they are all different types of saving challenges. For me, I can tell you that me going in and shading in my little hearts, like, or the boxes, shaded in the boxes, it feels so satisfying. So it makes me want to go back all the time and go shade. I want to shade away all the time. So that is a good thing, because every time I'm shading, that means I'm putting money down. So I believe saving challenges are a plus. You need to have a savings challenge binder, in my opinion. They have all different types of saving challenges. They have cartoon ones. They have a bunch. Whatever one rocks your boat, whatever one you like, you can go ahead and do it. I want to say as well, I have an Etsy store. And on my Etsy store, I sell budgeting stuff. So if you guys are interested, it's Baddies and the Bag on Etsy. And I have savings challenges up there for you guys. What? Baddies in the Bag. Okay. I have digital saving challenges and I have printed ones. So if you guys are interested in that, you can check out my store and you can grab you the saving challenge. What I also have on my store is my full binder set. I have that for sale as well if you guys want to purchase that. It comes with envelopes in there. It already has labels, and the savings challenge binder already have savings challenges in there. So just to make your life a little easier, if you're not a creative person and you want to start and you don't know where to start and you like your binders cute, you can purchase them from my Etsy store. They're there. I also have the savings challenges binder separately if that's the only thing that you would like to purchase. That's there as well. So you guys can check out my Etsy store. That's what budgeting is. That's how I am attacking budgeting right at the moment. And I feel like these are just the things that beginners need to know. I also wanted to mention the 50-30-20 rule that a lot of budgeters use, right? 50, 30, 20. The first 50 is for income. Is your income for needs. So your needs, for example, your bills. The 30% is for income for wants, right? So wants, for example, sinking funds are your wants. It's things that you want to do for holiday season, for birthday, whatever. Some high priority is a want as well, and some high priority is also a need. See it? And then 20% is for debts and savings challenges. You can approach it this way as well. This is another plan. this is another plan that you can use, the 50-30-20. I personally don't use this. I use my tips, deposits, and balance plan. If you are, like if you're in a career similar to mine's, where you're a beauty specialist, like you do hair, braids, lash extensions, makeup, nails, you can definitely attack it with this plan. I literally just gave you guys a plan that you can work with, because this plan works great for beauty people who are entrepreneurs and have businesses where every month or pays are different, not set amounts. This works great. So that's basically what you need to know about budgeting your money. I hope that I helped you guys in some form of way. I hope that you guys take away a lot of points from this video. And I also want to say, if you have any questions, I will be more than happy to help to answer these questions to the best of my abilities. As well as if you have any tips, you can leave tips below, because I myself is also a beginner. So I'm just sharing with you guys what I know so far and what has worked for me, right? So thank you for watching this video. You want to, a matter of fact, you need to stay on my channel. So subscribe to the channel, baby, because I'll be dropping everything I know for you guys. I'm not holding anything back. And right after this video, you might want to watch supplies and tools that are needed for budgeting. If you're a beginner, you want to know things that you will need to start, right? So you want to see that video, subscribe to the channel. The video will be on my channel, so look out for that video, guys. Okay, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.